Hi. So this is my first video. I thought it would be nice to start with a sketchbook tour. If you have any trouble understanding me, I'm so sorry. I'm Brazilian and this is the best that I can do. But so we start with the sketchbook. It's from Cactus Sketchbooks, which is a store here in Brazil. It's handmade sketchbooks. And all the stickers are from Brazilian artists that I bought at conventions. And this is my 12th sketchbook. So let's start. The first thing I like to do when getting a new sketchbook is making this little pocket, which I use to keep either papers or color tests. And I like to fill it with stickers. So this is a type of sketchbook. This is an A4 sketchbook with 120 grams cream colored paper. I prefer cream colored paper. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but I think it's nicer for my eyes and I like the way the drawing looks when I make it on cream colored paper. I think I'm using two sketchbooks now that have white colored paper, and it's so weird. It's so weird for me to use white colored paper because I'm really not used to it. All of my previous sketchbooks, well, not all, but most of my previous sketchbooks have been cream colored paper, and I love it so much. So the first drawing I made was me. It's a self-portrait in a kind of medieval style outfit. I was really obsessed with things that you put on your head, and especially medieval things that you put on your head. Hats, and I don't know the names, but you know, those things that people use that look like this. And really just fabrics that are draped on top of your hair. I think they look beautiful. So this is the first drawing. I thought it would be nice from now on my general sketchbooks to do a self-portrait on the first page, because you never know what to do on the first page and you don't really want to ruin the sketchbook. And I thought it would be nice having a self-portrait every time so that I can see how the way that I draw myself changes, you know? Then we go into, this is Bic. I think there's Bic everywhere, but this is a Bic pen. It's a ballpoint pen. That's the name. I remember. And this is acrylic pens from Guangna. There are a lot of acrylic pens drawings throughout the sketchbook. Well, mostly on the first half because I was doing them a lot on separate pieces of paper because I don't know, I was at university or somewhere else and I just thought, well, I'm gonna, you know, do a little drawing, and I did them with the acrylic paints. So underneath is this drawing that I did with these Faber-Castell pens that I bought here in Brazil. I didn't like it when I first made it, but now that I am really into this striking vibe of pens, I'm okay with it. I think the body parts look weird. I can remember the anatomy. The anatomy looks weird, but I think it was kind of on purpose, but you know, we'll ignore that. I usually put these pieces of paper on top of pages that I think I don't really like or that I don't think are used to the max. So I just put some other drawings on top of it in ways that I can still see the drawing underneath. And on these pages here, underneath these drawings, are creatures that I made for my final project of drawing 4 on university, which I made a book of creatures that I can show it to you guys sometimes, but it's all in Portuguese. And these are all the first sketches of the creatures. After I made them here, I ended up actually switching to an A3 paper, which is really big paper, and making them, you know, a little bit more freely because I felt like I wasn't using my sketchbook right, because it was just sketches, which is crazy because that's what a sketchbook is for. But, you know, we can talk about that another time. So here is a test of crayons that I made for a TikTok video, which are crayons that I bought at Disneyland Paris in 2012, which means they're 14 years old, and I thought, well, it would be fun if I tried making something with it and testing and seeing if they still work or if they just suck. And they kind of still work. They aren't the greatest crayons you can buy, but they're still, you know, pretty nice. No, not pretty nice, actually, but, you know, you can do stuff with it. And this is my OC Lunaria. This is also acrylic pens. She's gorgeous. She's everything to me. She's my favorite OC. I love her very, very much. Then here are more drawings with acrylic pens. With what I said, the fabrics covering heads in a medieval way especially, but I was really obsessed with it. And I still am. I think it's such a beautiful thing. And more creatures. These are the references I had. Mostly the movie Epic, Cecily Mary Barker, and Spider-Week Chronicles. So, moving on. More drawings with people with things on their head. I love it. I love it so much. I think it's so beautiful, and I wish I could dress like that every single day. But we cannot, because otherwise society will frown upon us. But, you know, I wish I could go to a ring fair sometime. I think that would be pretty nice, so that I could use like some different clothing that I do not have, but I would find some to wear. So this is my favorite of all the drawings. This and Lunaria are my favorite drawings. I think the way I worked with colors in this drawing is so beautiful, and I love the way the fabric looks, and I love the way the striking of the line art looks. I think everything just works so beautifully in this drawing. It's definitely my favorite from the acrylic pen drawings. And I really like this one too. I like the blue eyelashes. I think they look beautiful. And then some different stuff, like a mermaid here with acrylic pens as well, and kind of like an alien. I don't really know what I was thinking when I did that, but that's sometimes the best thing we can do, right? Like, not think when we're drawing and just making whatever comes to our head. I think that's a really important part. I think that's a really important part of the process, and I think we should enjoy it more, you know? I definitely don't enjoy it enough, and I should. I definitely should. But again, we can talk about that sometime. So here is Fitzchivalry Farseer from the Realm of the Elderlings. I have read only the Farseer trilogy. I just started Ship of Magic, which is, I don't know the name of the series actually, but I just started Ship of Magic, and I love Fitz. I love Fitz. That's my boy. I love him. I think he's a great main character, and that boy has suffered so much, so much, and it makes me so sad. But I keep reading to keep seeing him suffer, because it's never enough apparently. And I'm really looking forward to finishing the whole series, but there are still 13 books. And that's gonna take me some time to get through, especially with university being the whole day and everything. But these are ball paint drawings. I think that's ballpoint drawings. And these are made with these Stabilo pens, which my mother-in-law brought to me when she went abroad. It's just Pinterest reference photos that I made while I was watching some presentations in university. And I really liked it. I really like making it. It's just directly on paper without a sketch or anything, and I think it looks beautiful. I also said I'm a little obsessed with fabrics covering heads, and next up was hijabis. So that's what I did. Not just hijabis, but other types of fabrics covering heads. I really like drawing them, and I think they look so beautiful. And I definitely need to make more drawings of people with fabrics covering their heads, because I still don't think I have made enough. I think I still need to make more. Then some more drawings with fabrics covering people's hair, which again, it's incredible to me. It's so beautiful. And this was with the Faber-Castell pens. This one is with acrylic pens. It's probably one of my favorite drawings from the sketchbook. This and some of the drawings you're going to see towards the end are definitely some of my favorite. I think this looks so beautiful, and I really like this. I like the way I worked with color, and the way all of it looks. It's just incredibly beautiful, I think. And then we have some quick drawings that I make in colored paper that I think look very cute. It's kind of in a simpler style, but I really like drawing in the simpler style. And underneath we have just some sketches of a sculpture work that we were going to make but never did for our class. And then some more simpler drawings. This is me again, and underneath is some sketches for those types of videos that are like me and my best friend in every universe, and I was gonna make it with my best friend, but I ended up never having the time. Maybe I'll make it sometime this year, because I really like the idea and I think it's very cute. Then here is a page that has nothing that was done by me but this was made by my friend, and these are pieces of her artworks that she cut up. This was made by my sister, which is a beautiful drawing of Vang. And this is a sock that I bought at 60XP, and it came inside of this little package. And I thought it was really cute, so I glued it here. These are my OCs, naked, which is mostly, you know, anatomy studies, but also because I really wanted to draw them, so I kind of just merged both of it. This is Marchi and this is Lunaria. Marchi is how we say Mars, the planet Mars, but he's not from Mars. That's just his name, you know. Here we have Aurora, a drawing of Aurora dancing, and some ugly little drawings underneath. I really like this type of style. It's a style I used for my creatures book, and I think it looks so beautiful, and it's so nice to make it, you know. And I have a few more along the sketchbook, but they're usually all the same. I still like to make them though. This is Lunaria and Marchi again. I didn't really have the colors to make their skin tones the way they actually are, so I just kind of accepted my fate and did whatever I could. But now I bought some new watercolors because I have this little watercolor kit right here. And then I bought these 5 colors to try and make some other things. I know these look the same, but I swear they are not the same. But I couldn't make their skin tones, it's just these, but now I can, so you know, there will be more watercolor drawings of them in the next sketchbook, or in the watercolor sketchbook. I have a watercolor sketchbook now. Not that I can't do watercolor in a normal sketchbook, it's just that I had this watercolor sketchbook for 4 years, I think, and I never used it, and I decided this was the time. These are for some sketchbook covers ideas that I had, and I can put the drawings and how they look here. And this was a 5th idea, but I ended up not making it. I did the other 4. This was a stamp rally for a con that I participated, I'm Zazarts. And these are the other artists that did the stamp rally with me. This is another watercolor drawing with ballpoint line art. I keep saying everything wrong, but it's fine. These are just some colored pencil drawings that I made, I decided that I was going to try to enjoy my sketchbook more, because I was falling again into this thing where I don't enjoy my sketchbook, because I keep thinking, no, it has to be perfect, it has to be beautiful, because what if someone asks to see it and they're gonna see that it's horrible and that it sucks? And that's not the point of the sketchbook. The sketchbook is for the sketches, and it's for trying your best, you know, and figuring out materials and figuring out how you want to draw and doing whatever you want. And it's crazy that we've come to a place where, you know, we have to think, oh no, my sketchbook has to be perfect, because it really doesn't. It just has to be you, and it just has to be something you enjoy doing. You just have to enjoy the process of using your sketchbook. And it's just, I don't know, but I ended up feeling like I wanted to enjoy it more. So this is what I was trying to do with the watercolors and the colored pencils. I was trying to enjoy it more. Then I had no idea what to draw. Once I decided that, I had no idea what to draw, so I did some ugly sketches, which we have established are okay. I covered them up with some other ugly sketches, which, you know, it's fine. It's part of the journey, having ugly sketches on your sketchbook, I think. Then I went to the store and bought some ink, some colorful ink, which is something I haven't really used before. I only use black and white. Now I have a bunch of other colors, and I bought a pen to use the ink. And these are mostly drawings that I made trying to figure out more or less how it worked. And they aren't great, but you know, I'm still proud. I think we should be proud of the ugly drawings as well as the beautiful drawings, because there's a thing that everybody says, not everybody, but some people say, that you have to make 1,000 ugly drawings to make a beautiful one. You need to make ugly drawings, because how are you gonna get to the beautiful ones without the ugly ones? Like, it just makes sense. But I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, and this was the ink with some pencils. I have no idea how to say this in English, but you know, I use this one because pencils are colored pencils. So how the fuck do they call that? I don't know. Anyway, and with the ink pens as well. Then we have a small character that I created that never really did go anywhere, but maybe I'll try to develop her. And this, I was talking with my friend about Sophie's dress in Bridgerton and how it was supposed to be kind of ugly. Not necessarily ugly, but not really in the Bridgerton style. Well, we can talk about the Bridgerton style as well, because season 1 and season 2 was beautiful, gorgeous, magnificent. And season 3 and 4, girl, just no. So we were talking about how Sophie's dress was supposed to look, because it was her grandmother's dress, and it was her grandmother's time fashion. So me and my friend, we did kind of, you know, different ways that Sophie's dress could look. And I was thinking about making a full drawing, but I didn't, and I still might, who knows. This was just because the ink flooded the back of the paper. So I made a drawing on craft paper with a white pen, and then I stopped using ink on this sketchbook and I started using ink on a 200 grams sketchbook that I bought. This is just polychromos pencil drawings. This is the Fool from the Realm of the Elderlings. And I saw this shirt on Pinterest and I thought, wow, it's him. So I just had to make a quick drawing of him in it so that I wouldn't forget. And I'll make a full drawing of him in it as well on my tablet. And and then just a few random drawings because I was out of ideas. Some black and white. This is not charcoal. I cannot stress enough how much I hate charcoal. So this is just colored pencils. And underneath there's the full again with another shirt that I saw, which does not look like a butterfly, but it's a butterfly shirt. It's again, it was just to make sure the idea didn't get out of my head. And this is just a mermaid. Her face is too big. Anyway, these are made with crayons again. Me and my sister, we were playing like you have to close your eyes and then you pick out 3 colors of crayons and you have to draw with those 3 colors, and that's what we made here. Well, that's what I made. She made other stuff on her own sketchbook. Some graphite HB drawings just to get comfortable again on the sketchbook, on making like simple drawings that don't need to be finished, because I don't have to do that on my sketchbook and I need to get that in my head. This is Elena Enori from Barbie Mermaidia, and I first did the sketch with the HB pencil and then I came with the Faber-Castell pens and kind of lined it. Then I just thought about making this base with one color of the pen and drawing on top of it with another. I love doing this. I think it's very beautiful and I think it's great practice. I did it a few times. I think I really enjoyed selecting the colors and how they look in the end, and I really like doing the drawings. Even though they are slightly simpler, they still help me a lot to get a little bit loose, you know, before I start drawing something that's more complicated. Then we have just a drawing that I made without a sketch, and Draculaura from Monster High. Then a few fairies that went nowhere. There is a space in the sketchbook with nothing, but you know, I really like to look at older sketchbooks and write stuff on them of how I think the drawing looked or how I remember drawing it. And all my sketchbooks, they have like little notes from me in the future talking about the drawing that is in them. And sometimes my older sketchbooks, they all have a lot of thoughts written down, and sometimes these are just, you know, little notes from me from the future to me from the past, saying like, things are gonna be okay. Things are gonna be okay. These drawings, they don't suck. Everything is fine. Because I am a little bit of a drama queen, and I usually, you know, put that all on my sketchbook. And this sketchbook was a little bit different because it doesn't have all of my thoughts in it, just all of my drawings, you know, which are my thoughts as well. I thought I needed to learn how to draw a wolf, to draw Night Eyes from Realm of the Elderlings, which is Fitz's wolf. And then I just opened a bunch of photos on Pinterest and tried to draw a wolf, and drawing wolves is so hard. And I don't know if it's just because I have such a difficulty drawing animals, but wolves, dogs, and cats, I don't know if because I have them so clear in my head, but I also have nothing of them on my visual library. They are so hard. But I tried, you know, it's all without a sketch. It was just directly with a pen. I did, I think, about 3 or 4 pages of this, and then it's neat to learn to draw Night Eyes. How to draw Night Eyes, and then Night Eyes written in big letters, because I was kind of, you know, going crazy about the fact that I could not draw a wolf for my life. But I really like how the sketches turned out. I think these kind of sketches look beautiful, you know, when you have a purple on top of a blue or another color on top of other. It just looks so nice. More wolves. I think these look really beautiful. Like the style, it's beautiful. And I'm really proud of it, actually. And then I tried drawing some without looking at photos, and they turned out like this. Like I'm literally a clown. I have to be a clown because this is impossible. And then some simple sketches to cover up the ugly ass wolves. Then some drawings with polychromos pencil and just brush pens on top. This is my OC again, Lunaria. This is just some drawings of Clara from Barbie and the Nutcracker. Then some things I wanted to get out of my head, including apparently a horse. Which, again, very hard to draw. I don't understand how people just draw animals out of their heads, you know. That's just so impossible to me. But I'm gonna get there someday. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Some more animals. And a still of Lizzie from Pride and Prejudice. More animals that are all photos from Pinterest, again, that I found. And I just thought, wow, I have to learn how to draw animals. And that was kind of the fire that I lit inside of me for the ending of the sketchbook, that I needed to learn how to draw animals. This was with the final pages, but I have forgotten to fill this page, so the next pages aren't necessarily animals, but all the final pages are. So it was me trying to learn. This is Clara again, and this is Strawberry. I don't know how to say it, but we call her Little Strawberry in Portuguese, moranguinho. And then some sketches to cover up, some ugly sketches to cover up uglier sketches, which, you know, it's fine. And then I thought about making Shalon and Adeline from the Stormlight Archive if they were going to the Bridgerton Masquerade Ball. I thought Shalon could be the White Swan and Adeline Prince Siegfried, and then Formless would be the Black Swan, Radiant would be a Knight, and Veil would be Robin Hood. This is the lyrics from a song from a Fitz Lovett playlist I made with my friend, which is the ship between Fitz and the Fool, which is Beloved. And I love them, I'm obsessed with them. Then some animals. Some drawings to get out of my head again, some more animals. So more animals. I did all of this with the Faber-Castell pens. And I think they look really beautiful. Not these, but these. These look really beautiful. I hurt my finger today when I was getting up from the floor, and it hurts. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Anyway. So a fox, and I really love this tiger. I think it's definitely, again, one of my favorite drawings from the sketchbook. I think just the cream colored paper with the black ink, it looks so beautiful. It looks so beautiful, and it looks like I know how to draw a tiger, but if you don't give me a picture, I will not be able to do that in any way. It will look like a mess. But again, we will get there eventually. You know, we just need to train a little bit more. But girl, animals, they're impossible. They're impossible to make. I really need to see more people drawing animals so that I can really see how they're taking that from their heads and putting it on paper, because crazy, absolutely crazy. So a tiger, a fish, and a monkey. I really hate monkeys, by the way. I don't know what it's about. Monkeys, girl, no. I especially hate CGI monkeys in movies. I hate them. I hate them. I don't watch movies with monkeys because I think the only monkey I ever liked was George the Curious, which well, that's the order we say in Portuguese, but it's Curious George. That's the only monkey I ever liked. And Subumafu, but I don't think he's a monkey. I think he's something else. Anyway. I hate monkeys. I don't know. I hate them. I hate the way they look. I hate the way they talk. I hate everything about them, and they're just terrible to me. I always hated Tarzan, and when I grew up, I kind of came to the realization that it's probably because it's filled with monkeys. And I hate monkeys. And I don't know why, they never did anything to me, but I just cannot stand to see them on my screen. I cannot stand to see them on my screen. It's crazy, it's insane. My hate for fictional monkeys. Anyway, so some more animals, and as I said in the beginning, I'm really liking the striking type of work with the pen, you know. I think it looks beautiful, I think it looks so nice, and I love texture in drawing. I love all types of texture, and this gives such a beautiful texture. And I used mostly those pens that I showed you, and also highlighters, and the brush pen, and it looks so nice. It looks so nice. I think it looks so beautiful. And finally, the last page, which has an arara, a now, and a tucano. I don't know the name of these animals in English. I should know. I should. I don't. I know it. I probably would have learned if I watched Real in English, but I watched Real in Portuguese. So all the names of the animals I just know in Portuguese. The most that I know in English is like very general stuff. Because I don't think I ever saw the need to learn different animals in English, but now I see that I should have. And you know, that's probably my fault, but it's fine. So in the last page, I like to put little notes that the sketchbook makers send you. Put the last day, and just leave a space for me from the future to say something to me from now. You know, leave little notes and say, oh, this sketchbook, I remember the sketchbook, it made me feel like blah 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 blah, and then that's it. I love the sketchbook. It definitely had a rough start, but it had a nice ending, I think, and I loved all the stickers that are in it. This one didn't have really a theme, but my ink sketchbook has a theme, which is all pink, and I had another sketchbook which had a theme which was love. Oh. This one doesn't have a theme, it's just like stickers that I like that I put around. Because like, what does Flora have to do with Hannibal? Honestly, like nothing. So this was the sketchbook tour. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope to see you again for another video. Goodbye!